Hi, everyone. Nice to see everyone again today. And we were back again this Tuesday to chat about sleep and relaxation. I doubt anyone is getting a lot of that here just before the holidays, but hopefully you will get some R&R over the holidays. And again, I'm Liz Howard, for those of you who don't know me yet, and I am the National Educator and Clinical Consultant with Steiner Labs and FetoQuant USA. So in today's discussion, we're going to chat about anxiety and relaxation, sleep, Quantamag, that's one of our supplements, as well as Quanta Relax. We'll have some time for a Q&A. So be typing some questions in as we go along. I'd also like for people to say a little something about themselves and what their practice is, what kind of practitioner they are. Feel free to introduce yourself. And then we'll talk a little bit about aligning with FetoQuant. So let's go ahead and get going here. And just a few more words about myself. I am a nutritionist. I'm a certified and licensed nutritionist. And I do have about 15 years of both clinical counseling and nutritional counseling, as well as education and workshops. And I've also worked with a lot of doctors and licensed practitioners. In fact, more than 1,100 down in Florida. I worked with a company called Biotics Research. And I do also have some postdoctoral nutrition training myself. My specialty does tend to be digestive imbalances and micronutritional supplementation. So that's why I'm here today. And I do enjoy supporting practitioners. So that's why I'm here to support you. All right. So let's talk a little bit about anxiety, et cetera. So anxiety disorders are highly prevalent in the adult population. There does appear to be a worldwide estimate of about a 1-year prevalence, about 10.6%. As far as lifetime prevalence goes for anxiety, that's 16.6% overall. And then prevalence amongst women, unfortunately, is 2 times higher than that of men. And the prevalence in relatively healthy individuals is high. So in other words, it's not just people with other psychiatric problems. Anxiety is in and of itself a disorder and an issue. So studies have shown that anxiety disorders burden both the public and private healthcare costs. So as you can imagine, with statistics being relatively high, there's definitely issues with utilization of both short and long-term healthcare services, functional impairment, morbidity, of course, absenteeism from work, and of course, overall decreased work productivity. Okay, so I'm not sure if everyone can see me or my screen. Let's see, I was just told that the screen might be having a problem. So let's see here. Looks like people probably can see me. Hoping that we can see the screen here. So if you cannot, go ahead and type it in the box. I'll probably get a notification if not. So, all right, here we go. Okay, great. So I hope we can see the screen at this point, folks. Thank you for hanging in there with me. So 25% of Americans suffer sleep disorders. 1 in 4 Americans experience acute insomnia each year. 30 to 35% have brief symptoms of insomnia. 15 to 25% have short-term insomnia, which lasts less than 3 months. And 10% have chronic insomnia disorder, which occurs at least 3 nights per week for at least 3 months. So if you're wondering what the actual criterion is for chronic insomnia, it's somebody who's not able to sleep 3 nights out of the week for at least 3 months. So that basically puts them into that chronic insomnia category. So sleep is really a big deal. 25% of people are struggling with dysregulated sleep. So what is the importance of sleep? Quality sleep is critical to optimal body function. Low sleep duration and quality are linked to low cognitive performance, increased risk of heart disease and diabetes, hormonal imbalances, poor immune responses, obesity, depression and anxiety, and vitamin D deficiency. And just to say, it's possible that people don't know that they have a low quality of sleep. They could be sleeping a decent amount of hours, but not really going into deep sleep. So that is really a big deal. So sleep quality is huge. Submitting to a sleep study is probably one of the best ways to really pinpoint, some of the issues that might be going on with your sleep or with your client or patient's sleep. So I do highly suggest that. Obesity definitely is linked to, low sleep quality. And so a lot of people may not know that they really are experiencing that. I worked with the bariatric population, and that was one of the requirements to have a patient who is on the morbid obese side, make sure that they had done a sleep study to see if that was in fact affecting them. So that, it's just worth mentioning. So herbal nervine functions, just wanted to go over these. Specifically, these help to support and nourish the nervous system, and they can include mildly calming herbs and stronger relaxants. So, something like California poppy or passion flower can be stronger relaxants, but you can have more mildly calming herbs like lemon balm, sweet clover, etc. So, some herbs have, a stronger effect and some are more mild. Some can also double as adaptogens, helping the system as a whole, supporting broad spectrum normalization, including hormonal and mental balance. So a lot of us think of things like ashwagandha as an adaptogen, maybe even holy basil, but in fact, lemon balm, sweet clover, even licorice has been shown to really tie a lot of different herbs together. It has a lot of interesting properties that way. It helps a lot of things come into synergy together. And, it's helpful for bringing up blood pressure a little bit. And it's also considered to be somewhat adaptogenic. So the main thing with adaptogens are they bring us into balance. So whether we're, overstimulated, understimulated, over, a lot of anxiety or kind of up or down, they're helping to bring the system more so into balance. So that's a really interesting thing. They don't tend to work on one particular organ system. They tend to kind of work on the organism or the human body as a whole. So that's another interesting aspect of an adaptogen. So, the idea here in using adaptogens to bring us into balance or to experience more enjoyment, a more healthy cycle of activity and rest, and in combination with herbal nervines, that, that can be more possible for individuals who are really suffering. So they can also relieve muscle tension, circular thoughts, and worry. And I think that's very notable here. I definitely am somebody who suffers from those types of issues at times, and they can relieve wakeful nights. So again, we already just covered this. What is an adaptogenic herb? It's there to strengthen and restore overall balance and functioning of the body as a whole without really impacting or over impacting one organ system. And so adaptogens really facilitate these changes through a wide range of actions, and that's really notable. And some of the notable things that people are looking for in utilizing an adaptogen include improving their focus, improving normal immune system functioning, including exercise or some other broad spectrum normalizing influence on unbalanced physiological processes. So just a little bit about PhytoQuant and some of our values. We just like to highlight the fact that we really are not a trendy company that's having to just react to what the trends are or what the consumers are saying are important to them. We've been complying with a lot of excellent standards the entire time that we've been open. So PhytoQuant has been going for 16 years, primarily in Europe, but we're new to the US in the last year. And some of our values include transparency. We're open to showing our facility over in Europe, but we're also open to showing the fact that we don't use any pesticides. We're never using any chemicals. We simply irrigate with natural spring water. and we're complying with GMP standards, including ISO 9001 and ISO 14000. So our environmental standards are excellent. Some other things about us: ultrasound extraction, we're utilizing that. We utilize a special type of zeroing method with our water. So what that means is the water, we take out the memory of the water by using the Grander method. And there is a lot of science behind this. In fact, there's some very diligent scientists like Jacques Benveniste who've been studying this for some time and understanding the fact that water has memory and how to manipulate or work with the water to kind of zero it out. And once it's zeroed out, we utilize it in our ultrasound extraction process. So this is actually a very, very effective method. It doesn't use any toxic solvents, and it really does extract the beneficial plant matter that is applicable to, of course, all the great functions that we're looking for in our synergistic blends. So quantum energy, just to explain, is also a value of ours. And PhytoQuant's facility in Parma, Italy, or near Parma, Italy, uses geobiology. And this helps, as you can see here on the right, the pyramid over the actual facility. This helps to affect any negative energy disturbances. That's the purpose of it. And again, we're complying with ISO 14000. Which are exceptional environmental standards, and that's a choice for our company to do that. So just a few more things about our difference in the industry. So just to explain really quickly, we are using 15 exclusive digestive health products made in Italy. We are pesticide free, we are non-GMO, we are gluten-free, and we're high potency. And some of the reasons why we utilize these particular blends is that all disease begins in the gut. And from 400,000 BC, Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, knew that. So I'm not a... Okay, so we have basically those particular things. Sorry about that. Sleep and relaxation. So two particular supplements that we will be utilizing or talking about today are Quanta Mag and Quanta Relax. So just to say, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Steiner Labs cannot provide medical advice or guidance, and you should seek advice from a medical professional before making any diet or lifestyle changes. Okay, so a little bit about our Quanta Mag. Of course, this is a magnesium supplement. It's providing 213 milligrams of magnesium per one capsule. So that's a pretty high level. It's magnesium oxide derived from seawater. So this is not magnesium citrate. This is magnesium oxide. And we add in some Synergist, 60 milligrams of taurine, and some B6 as well. So this particular supplement, obviously, it can be used for a variety of different purposes. Relaxation of the muscles, the heart and nervous system. Just for anyone who's suffering anxiety or general fatigue, this is really a great go-to. So best suggested time is probably before sleep at night. If you took 2 capsules, you'd be receiving over 400 milligrams of magnesium. And oftentimes, that's a great recipe for supporting yourself in the evening before bed. And I do recommend that be taken away from meals. Magnesium can have some interference with starches. So yes, generally minerals are good with meals or food, but magnesium, for the different purposes that you're utilizing it for, is oftentimes better just by itself. So that's why we suggest that. So it can also relieve intestinal cramping and spasms. So if some of the anxiety with your patient or client is due to digestive stress, which a lot of people are experiencing, this is a great particular supplement to utilize for those purposes as well. And of course, it can help regularity, as many of you probably already know, and then better sleep time. So 1 to 2 caps. Okay, and taking a look at Quanta Relax, this particular blend is pretty optimal with about 6 different types of herbs. So you have passion flower, you've got lemon balm, you've got California poppy, you've got hawthorn, sweet clover, and then lemon balm essential oils. So, lemon balm is in here at a pretty high amount, and lemon balm is considered to be a nervine, so it's really helpful to relax the nervous system. It actually has some adaptogenic type properties as well, and it just works really, really well to relax the system. If your patient too is experiencing depression or even a heavier viral load, lemon balm is a great herb to go to, as it is an antiviral and it's also an antidepressant. So it can work on some of the more common viruses that are out there, like in the herpes simplex, or some of the more serious viruses that are out there that are more difficult, like Hep C, for example. So keep that in mind. And passion flower is always going to be very calming. Hawthorn is good for the heart, but also like the emotional heart. So we include that in there as well. Sweet clover is considered to be adaptogenic, but also good for sleep as well. So we'll get into this in just a minute. So this is also considered to be a great supplement for helping with digestive secretions. So the actual ability to kind of re-regulate not just the nervous system, but the digestive system makes this a good particular blend for getting gallbladder and stomach secretions back on track. So if you have a client or patient without a gallbladder, which is pretty common, or that suffered some gallbladder issues, this is a good particular supplement. And just to remind you, we have another supplement in the line called Quanta Pure, which is great as well for thinning bile and helping people without a liver or gallbladder. I'm sorry, not a liver, usually a gallbladder. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Just some reminders here again, passion flower, sleep disturbances and disorders, stress, nervous disorders, palpitations, digestive disorders, etc. Yeah, so that's just going over that. I mentioned that hawthorn is a great herb for emotionality and anxiety, so it's the proverbial heart and support there as well as the heart. So it's going to help to somewhat with regulating heart rate. So sweet clover, again, irritability, alleviates nervousness. Lemon balm essential oil with hypotensive and sedative effects. It promotes sleep and reduces insomnia. Okay. So hopefully went over that pretty well. So just let's go over 3 types of sleep disorders. This is something a mentor taught me. She has a lot of extensive experience. You have some different disorders that really are going on with sleep, and you're going to see 3 types of different things going on out there. So the mind racing and the person is unable to go to sleep or fall asleep in calm thoughts. So we call that type A. So type A is kind of hopefully a little bit of a joke or humorous thing in your mind, but you can use that we all know what a type A personality is, to kind of remember this particular sleep disturbance. So it's the mind's racing, the person's keyed up. They might be a keyed up type of personality, and they can't calm their thoughts down. So we think of type A personality, and this is a type A sleep disorder. In this particular situation, they need calming nutritionals. The herbals are good, so Quanta Relax is definitely going to be a good idea. Vitamin B6 need, 5-HTP, and possible L-theanine and melatonin. So they really could utilize both, I would say, magnesium as well as Quanta Relax. If you feel like you need to put something else in their regimen, like 5-HTP or L-tryptophan, which are going to be precursors to serotonin, that's a good idea. And then L-theanine and melatonin are going to be a little bit of a stronger possibility if you feel like your actual client or patient needs those. So person wakes up, let's go to type B, sorry. Person wakes up and cannot fall back asleep. So you have a number of people that are able to fall asleep, but they're waking up, they can't go back to sleep. You can also sort through, you know, which of these people have like a prostate problem. Sometimes it's also an elevated, or it's a blood sugar management problem, which is which is related to elevated cortisol issues. So that's what we're saying is mostly responsible here, depressed or elevated cortisol. And remember that cortisol is also related to blood sugar management. So you know, someone can be waking up in the middle of the night because their adrenals are firing, saying, hey, I don't have enough blood sugar in the bloodstream. So that can be a reason why, you know, they're waking up. But dysregulated cortisol during the day often suggests that you have somebody who's pretty stressed out. They have dysregulated circadian type rhythms or adrenal function. So you need to work on helping the cortisol to come back down. Okay, so you're working here more with adaptogens because that's what is required. You need to re-regulate the cortisol output. That will help to reset circadian rhythms. They should have less problems with waking up in the middle of the night. Make sure that they also have regulated blood sugar, like we talked about, and address issues of prostate problems. Elevated foot therapy would also be suggested here to nourish adrenals. This is just an idea for folks, for practitioners out there. I like this one where people can lie down on their backs on the floor, elevate their feet. Basically, their knees would be at a 90-degree angle here. So this would be the knee, and their feet and legs would be up to their knee would be on the chair. And basically that does shunt back down, that shunts down blood to the adrenals. So that's a way to support here. So essentially, sorry, we'll go back. We are looking for support for the re-regulation of cortisol. And so adaptogens earlier in the day, you know, if you want to take one Quanta Relax earlier in the day, if you want to add a magnesium in the middle of the day, you could as well. You could take at least one Quanta Relax in the morning and then the early afternoon. So, you know, trying to just rebalance the system. I also suggest working with teas here. So if you want to work with lemon balm tea, if you want to do ashwagandha, holy basil is very popular, even rhodiola. Working with that, you might even see if you can find some type of mushroom tea to add in there. That would be a great way to work with the system. Type C is that they have difficulty falling asleep due to major tensions. So neck, shoulder, and back tensions can be a real problem. And it suggested that tension relief like acupressure, acupuncture points be utilized. We have a couple of articles on the site about home acupressure points. I'm not an acupuncturist myself, but I love the idea of home points to help you relax and relieve tension. So probably something like that in addition to, or maybe they're going to an actual acupuncturist and working with someone that's doing that, or maybe you're the acupuncturist. And so suggesting something like that, as well as anti-inflammatories for their tensions, like we have Quanta Veloci that has a good amount of turmeric in it, and curcumin that's very absorbable. Working with that during the day, but also working with calming minerals and herbs like Quanta Mag and Quanta Relax. So in this particular situation, the person needs to start working on relaxation probably when they get home from work. So having a couple of Quanta Relax around mealtime and then maybe 2 more before bed, but also working with Quanta Mag, which is going to also help their muscles to start to relax. So again, 3 types of sleep disorders, and sleep is a really big deal. A lot of people are struggling with it. We said about 25% of the population, and helping these people find solutions and really being able to dig into the whys. You know, that's why we're here today to talk about those. So just remember this here. And so customer reviews, high quality magnesium by one person. It helps me effectively fight against a consistent feeling of being tired and helps me with a consistent better sleep. So probably this person used it for sleep and has found that they're less tired. And then perfect for stress for Quantum Relax. It's one of our customer reviews. I've used this product in fighting my insomnia. It helps me deal with my anxiety and sleep at night. And just a few comments from one of our wonderful practitioners up in New York City who does work with gut health on a regular basis. She specializes in GI health. She says there are a lot of products on the market, but it's really hard to find ones that are high quality, and that's why I prefer PhytoQuant. So this is one of our testimonials from one of our New York practitioners. So does anybody have any questions at this point in time? I'd like to just pause here. And I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Hopefully you can. And I'm just going to open it up for questions. So does anybody have any questions at this point in time? Okay. So just a few things that I want to clarify. I'll just pop back here before we talk about Line with PhytoQuant. You know, working with really improving the quality of nutrition for your clients and patients before getting into working with more serious like hormonal replacement type things, including things like melatonin. You know, it's a good idea to work with people, at least that's my professional opinion, to work with people on really high quality nutrition and you know, look at some of the root cause issues like blood sugar management, dysregulated cortisol, you know, do they have tension problems, et cetera, before really prescribing more things. So just to say, aligning with us is a wonderful thing. It costs you nothing. We'd love to find out in a preliminary call. We can do a Zoom meeting with you, whether or not we can align. And if we can, then you can receive some samples and qualify for some samples. And then we can look at having you try the products yourself. And then if you like them, then you can obviously use them with your clients and patients. And if you want to grab a friend, that's a great idea too. There is a potential benefit for you if you grab a friend for these Tuesday meetings. So the more the merrier. And you do receive today your complimentary discount code LEARN30. So that is for your one-time purchase of at 30% off of our products. You can grab as many as you like and purchase at your checkout. You would use the LEARN30 to obtain 30% off. And so I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. And I am here to support you in your practice. I do enjoy it. I do want to hear from you. I want to help you with difficult clients or patients. I'd like to hear about other things that you're doing to support you. I do Insta Lives with different practitioners, and some of the creative possibilities are endless. So I do encourage you to get in touch with me. My email's right here, liz@steinerlab.com. So that's not plural, that's liz@steinerlab.com. And here's my telephone if you'd like to call me and we can chat. So thanks so much for joining me again this Tuesday. And it looks like, I think we're skipping next week and we're back again at the beginning of the year talking about back to school. So we'll talk about supplements and whatnot for back to school. So thank you everyone. It was great to be here today and I'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully you will contact me. Thank you.